we are moving on from British cuisine to the bread tab conspiracy. 93 billion disappeared. We don't know where the money is going. Well, I can tell you, it's being used as gifted subs in the HasanAbi broadcast so that people don't see the top of the hour ad break. That's right. Because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break, right? And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free. I have no idea what a fucking bread tab is. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
Bread tabs are one of those things that we never really think about. We don't ask questions like, why are these here? Or why aren't they there? Why are they tall? What do the numbers mean? Why are there teeth? Or why aren't there teeth? 30 years.
Now we know what bread tabs are. Thank you, CHUPPL, for describing it to us. Hold on.
What do the numbers mean? Why are there teeth? Or why aren't there teeth? 30 years ago, a man in San Francisco asked these questions. What was once a simple piece of plastic grabbed its hooks into his mind and never let go. For the past 30 years, he's been documenting every type of bread tab known to man, right here on his website. But he's not the only collector anymore.
It's weapons grade obsession.
This is Shani. It's believed that she has the largest collection of bread tabs in the world.
My aim was to have the world's most comprehensive collection of bread tags before they become extinct.
I've got several million, I would say.
Some bread tabs are common, while others are rare.
Competition for rare and unusual specimens is fierce.
Other bread tags are so rare that they know they exist, but they don't know anything about them. I decided to try to help find one of these missing bread tabs. My search for a piece of plastic brought me to a much bigger story, one that reshaped social and political norms, not just here in the US, but globally. The CIA, the rise of the alt-right, and the fight against communism. That is the story of the bread tab.
No!
A little too deep.
Come on.
Bro, I fucking love CHUPPL so much. Best and brightest in the HasanAbi head franchise, straight up. Bro! How does he do this with every video? How is this possible? This is literally, I know he used to work for Johnny Harris, as you guys may or may not remember, which I correctly called out because of my autistic superpower, which is not collecting bread tabs, but instead knowing every single chatter that has ever frequented this chat. But this is unironically like real investigative reporting and like what Johnny Harris is claiming to do when he fucking reads Wikipedia pages and he's like highlighting shit. This guy's actually doing it. His team is actually doing it.
Tell.
These bread tab researchers don't know it yet, but they're sitting on one of the most famous unsolved mysteries of all time.
Voices preaching doctrines wholly unrelated to reality.
A secretive far-right group cleaning your teeth or poisoning your body.
And vast stockpiles of gold.
On September 2nd, 1945, 1 month after the United States detonated 2 atomic bombs over Japan, something was happening over here in the Philippines. The Philippines had been under Japanese occupation for several years, but on that day, Japan surrendered. Due to the arrival of US forces, they left in a hurry. Imperial Japan had just spent the past 50 years stealing gold and treasures from other countries in Southeast Asia. The gold was rumored to be worth several trillions of dollars, enough to upset the global financial system. We don't know where that gold ended up. A Filipino legend says that they left it, that it's buried in vaults all around the Philippines. Its existence has been dismissed by many officials, which I guess is a good thing, because if someone did find all that gold, they would instantly become the wealthiest person in the world.
The revelations about the gold are themselves so sensational as to almost defy belief.
In 1987, two Americans pretending to be arms dealers tricked Ferdinand Marcos, a former dictator of the Philippines who was now in exile in Hawaii. Marcos thought that the phony arms dealers would help him overthrow the new government of the Philippines. Their conversations were recorded.
40 billion US dollars. And they don't know that? They don't know. Everybody could never admit you have to go. Why? Oh, I didn't say admit you have to go. I didn't say that.
Thank you to Displate for sponsoring a portion of today's video. Displate is a website that sells unique metal posters. It's quite refreshing from your normal paper and canvas. They have over 2 million different options in their catalog. This is awesome. Quick
Ethical
CHUPPL
react.
pivot to a ASMR channel. What do you think? Beyond the officially licensed designs from brands like this, and all of these, there are thousands of artists contributing their original artwork, and you don't need any tools to install them. You wipe, press the protective leaf, stick the magnet, and boom, you've got your Displate. You can swap your Displates at any time that you'd like. Take it off and swap a new one right onto the same magnet. Look at them. Look at these guys. Who doesn't want these guys on their wall? Displate just launched Textra, a finish that has 3D contours and textures that you can feel. And if you use the link in the description, displate.com/CHUPPL, CHUPPL, you will get 33% off any order of 3 or more Displates. If you get 1 to 2, you will get 22% off your order. Or you can use code CHUPPL, CHUPPL at checkout. But this offer doesn't last forever. Thank you again to Displate for sponsoring this portion of the video. The pros don't call these bread tabs. They call them occlupenids.
I have had to personally go through fucking millions. That's when you find the rare ones.
Horg, the Bible at the center of the occlupenid world, lists a bread tab that I can't stop thinking about. Bearing a spiked maw and interlocking tubercles, it's called the odon. It sits at the very edge of the family tree, the literal border of what's considered an occlupenid and what isn't. And Horg really doesn't know anything about it. It is hoped that further knowledge of this striking occlupenid will soon come to light. This bread tab is in Japan, and I live in the US.
When I was starting to sort them out, I started going, that's a different shape to that one. And that one's different to that one.
Over time, occlupenologists have started to notice a really strange trend.
Does anybody else notice this?
And I think it's my best lead for finding this elusive odon. Behind these little pieces of plastic is an empire, one company that quietly rules the global market. 2.5 hours outside of Seattle is a 5-warehouse industrial compound. QuickLock has offices in the US, Canada, Australia, Ireland, and yeah, Japan.
No
Today,
way.
3 sisters run QuickLock, but it's always been family owned. Their grandfather, Floyd Paxton, founded it. Paxton invented the bread tab in 1952. He became very wealthy very quickly, but what he did with that money is a different story.
Hey everyone, we are live from my backyard where I am smoking a brisket and some ribs. I'm making meats now.
One thing I've
Smoking meat.
noticed is that when people come into big money over a short period of time, they tend to start doing some weird stuff.
Side missions.
Besides the obvious. I wanted to know what else he was up to.
Rich people love doing side missions.
The 1950s were a great time. The second Red Scare was ending, in part due to conspiracy theorist Joseph McCarthy just getting ripped a new one on broadcast television.
His proposition is very simple. Anyone who criticizes or opposes McCarthy's methods must be a communist. And if that be true, there are an awful lot of communists in this country.
But one guy, the creator of these and these, was getting pretty bummed that communist conspiracy theories weren't spreading like they used to. So he started the John Birch Society, an anti-communist, ultra-conservative,
Oh my God.
advocacy group
Oh
known
my
for its
God.
conspiracy theories. He used
The bread tab guy was a funder of the John Birch Society? Oh my fucking God.
his junior mint money to travel to Seattle, where he enlisted and received substantial financial support from Floyd Paxton. Being one of the group's earliest members, Paxton was way into this. So he ran for Congress.
Bro, every CHUPPL video is literally like, here is a unique thing that you never really thought about, that you just throw out and take for granted. We are going to point out that actually is the reason why World War II happened. It's like, how did you, what are you saying? How? It'll literally be like the domino meme. Like bread tabs, dude, just the most innocuous, most insignificant fucking thing. Yeah, toilet water and the rise of Pol Pot. No, you break one side and fling them like a normal person. I mean, I try to keep them for as long as I can until it does break, inevitably. I do the twisty and then the fucking bread tab. From my friend in the bread tab Discord, shut the fuck up. There is a bread tab Discord and you have a friend in it. The part about the rare bread clip is kind of sensationalized. Any of us could have told him that the one he was looking for is made by Max Stationery and found on bags of oranges and yams in Hong Kong. There's a bread tab Discord? Perhaps he was looking for bread tabs and not fruit tabs. That's precisely the reason why he had a hard time.
In 1966 and lost. So he tried again in 1970 and lost again. Why give up now? He thought for some reason. He lost again in 1972 and lost one last time in 1974. One newspaper referred to Floyd Paxton as a Yakima industrialist who sees a communist behind every sagebrush and a conspiracy in the eyes of virtually everyone in government and out. Bread tab money, baby. Down with the commies. Dude. The John Birch Society got up to some really weird stuff. Like, they promoted this new drug as the cure to cancer. There was a ton of money in it. The medical consensus was that it didn't actually cure cancer, but instead it caused cyanide poisoning. The drug's name is Laetrile, and one report that I read said Laetrile interests were locked on to Floyd Paxton because he flew an airplane that apparently Laetrile interests hoped to use for courier flights to and from Mexico. An investigation revealed that John Birch Society members spearheaded the promotion and distribution of the illegal drug from Mexico. Another member of the John Birch Society and a fellow horse appreciator bought 1/3 of the entire world's available supply of silver to hack the silver market. The jeweler Tiffany & Co. took out an ad in the New York Times saying that it was their fault that prices were so high. It gets crazier. Back to Paxton. Floyd Paxton got a near $1 million investment from the King of Kuwait. How did that happen? How did these two guys meet? After the United States helped stage a
CIA, baby, State Department
coup to overthrow the democratically elected president of Chile, the new Chilean government invited Paxton and his wife to be the guests of the Chilean government for the first celebration of the ouster of the former president. That's crazy. That's nuts. Bread tabs. This guy invented.
Chowder, you said that's a stretch? You're wrong. The moment that he said John Birch Society, it was over. Everything, what? Yo, Twitch snitched on you. They told me where to find you. What the fuck does that mean? At twitch.tv/HasanAbi? As soon as he said John Birch Society, it was Jover. Now we're talking about State Department, CIA. They're gonna have they're going to, it's going to be tied to everything else. Sound mixing in this video is terrible. Gotta have real brain rot just to, yeah, okay. The sound mixing is not great on this one. They're phenomenal editors though.
Bread tabs. I'm imagining like war-torn military dictator Pinochet raising a glass.
I mean, I got a
Floyd
notification to see it today. Be not afraid. Yes. Yeah. No, guys, he didn't mean he's gonna stalk my house or some shit.
Axton.
Competition for rare and unusual specimens is fierce and intense. It's weapons grade obsession.
You may have started to connect the dots here. These guys are no stranger to that Japanese gold, enough to upset the global financial system. But first, I have a Japanese treasure of my own that I need to find. Okay, this isn't really the one I'm looking for, but this one is only found in Japan, so I'm gonna buy it. It's kind of cool. Look at this logo. Look at the logo. In 2014.
This motherfucker just wanted to go to Japan, bro. Okay, you cannot fool me on this shit. This dude just wanted to go to Japan, which is, by the way, fine. Like, perfectly valid. You just wanted to expense a trip to the Japans, which is fine. Every white boy with a little bit of swag, every quirked up white boy has to go to Japan one time. It is our Mecca. Okay? It is our Mecca. That's it. If you're like even a remotely, just like marginally quirked up white boy, Japan is your Mecca. He is doing the pilgrimage to Hajj, okay?
Morning Sun newspaper, which is one of the 5 largest newspapers in the country, posted this video. The Morning Sun's video shows a wall full of bread tabs that this company has made over the years. It's very likely right behind that door. But when you look at it, nothing even looks remotely similar to the elusive Odon that we're looking for. I wanted to ask for myself, but Quick Lock Japan, the people that are inside of these offices right now, won't respond to my emails. I don't speak Japanese, so I asked my hotel's front desk to call on my behalf.
Did you send the email for them?
Yes.
They saw your email?
Uh-huh. They said they wouldn't give me a tour. A blog I found online says that there's only one company in all of Japan that manufactures bread tabs. Quick Lock. Whatever, right? It's a blog. Anyone can post anything that they want on the internet. But when you translate the title from the Morning Sun's video, a reputable source, it says this. So Quick Lock isn't making the Odon, but it's also the only company making bread tabs in Japan? Where is this coming from?
According to Marcos, he has stashed in various catches in the Philippines 1,000 tons of gold, worth something on the order of $14 billion. Around the time that Paxson was celebrating the military coup in Chile, a mining engineer in Nevada.
How do you spell this guy's channel name? CHUPPL. CHUPPL. Okay. While you were in Japan, you brought us zero hard-hitting journalism, question mark, reasons. Yeah, I was too busy fucking fighting sumo wrestlers, bro.
Received a strange phone call. The caller says, "Hey, my buddy Ferdinand Marcos is doing all this dictator stuff over here. Like putting all his citizens under martial law. You know, dictator stuff. But he's sitting on a lot of gold. The problem is, it's Japanese war loot. So no one would buy it from him because it was stolen from other countries. Word on the street is you just came up with this new process to melt gold down and make its history undetectable." The mining engineer was named Robert Curtis, and he declined until a letter marked personal and confidential arrived for him. There is buried treasure. There are 34 sites of major importance and 138 locations of lesser importance. The Leber Group has retrieval plans for all 172 locations. Burn or shred this letter. Curtis was getting an invitation to join the Leber Group, spelled rebel backwards. It's the group that's helping dictator Marcos purify and smuggle this gold. Curtis was promised a share of the Leber Group profit. As a starting point, $5 billion US. Curtis flew to the Philippines, and in his journal, he wrote about a room that Marcos showed him. Gold bars, floor to ceiling. Each bar worth $500,000. Many, many hundreds of bars. One problem stood between Curtis and his prize. He didn't get any money up front for equipment, so he needed a loan. Robert Curtis, the mining engineer from Nevada, thought, yeah, I know some guys.
John Birch Society, for those of you who are wondering, is basically like, I guess, the original formation of like what you see in the edge cases of like QAnon and MAGA conservatism. Like it basically is like now mainstream republicanism, like mainstream Republican thought. But like in the 50s and 60s, it was I would say it was a mishmash of different like libertarian / right-wing anarcho-capitalist opinions with a shit ton of white supremacist ideology. Their foundational principle is that collectivism is a cancer. Like they were too far right for the likes of William F. Buckley, who tried to distance himself from this cult. Basically, I don't even know how else to describe it other than like it's very interesting to think about it because it's like they are super far right. They're so far right that like one of the ideas they believed in was like that Eisenhower was a gay communist, which they were right on the first part. He was gay. Don't know about the whole communism side of things, though. They are insanely conspiratorial weirdos. As a Swagapino with Marco's bootlicking family, this is one of the reasons why Marco's son won. They always believed he'd use the gold once BBM won last election to improve the Philippines. John Birch Society. Eisenhower wasn't gay. Bro, come on. Bro, here. Eisenhower wasn't gay. Okay, dude. Explain this then. This is literally the equivalent. You said, I don't see him sucking a dick, not gay. This is gayer than sucking a dick. What do you mean? Bro, there is no zestier way to stand or sit. He is literally serving. And I don't mean the country, okay? What he is serving is cunt. Come on, bro. Every dude sat like that in the 40s? No, they didn't. Supreme Commander of the Slay Military? We've talked about the Turkish pink slip before. That, like, if you prove that you're gay. I mean, there's more, dude. There's more. Like, it's not just that one photo. Like, he was just a zesty old guy, bro. He was just a zesty guy. Here. Also, I have this lined up right later as well. What did you type to find that photo? This. Bro. 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 Come on. Oh my God. Anyway, the fact that he was a communist was false. The fact that he was gay absolutely was not. Okay? Eisenhower was at least our second gay president. Yes. Another gay president, famously, or at least bisexual, Honest Abe. Abraham Lincoln, also bisexual. Fucked his bodyguard. No, Trump is not gay, Chad. You're wrong. People say Trump is gay, and it's like, it's played out. He's not gay. Trump is ace. Sorry to the aces, but he 100% is ace. Trump is zesty for sure, but he's ace. Anyway, let's continue with this CHUPPL video.
These details came from a lengthy investigation led by 2 American journalists. They were given exclusive access to 60,000 documents and hundreds of hours of audio and video by Curtis himself. I've linked their book down below. Floyd Paxton had been invited to join the National Council of the John Birch Society with his friend S.J.
Rick Perry was gay. Rick Perry is gay. He's not dead. He's still out there. He's still out there trolling Grindr accounts anytime he visits DC and anywhere else for that matter. Rick Perry is also gay, yes, but he's not a president, and he never will be.
J. Agnew. Paxton.
It's like Lindsey Graham, also gay. So it's the worst kept secret.
Had stepped down from Quick Lock and gave his son Jair the company. According to the investigation, the John Birch Society money men.
I'll give you another one. what's his face? The vice president, Mike Pence. He was gay. He has retired from being gay after conversion therapy and becoming a born again Christian. That one is a bit of a meme. They say he is, but
who arranged for the loan to Curtis were Floyd Paxton and his son Jerry, who ran the Quick Lock.
Madison Cawthorn? No, Madison Cawthorn is not gay. He's just like a frat bro who does homoerotic shit. That part is just like perfectly well within the boundaries of cishet normativity. Madison Cawthorn? No. Guys. I am a journalist for this specific issue only. Okay? Madison Cawthorn is a straight man. He's doing the gayest shit as a straight man. Straight men do gay shit all the time. Okay? You are failing to consider certain key aspects of straight culture that feature incredible, unimaginable amounts of homosexual tendencies. Okay? Like you and Will? Yes. Like Will and I. 100%. There's a difference between straight guys, both confident or insecure in their sexualities, doing a whole bunch of gay shit, versus a gay guy portraying themselves as straight. Okay? Lindsey Graham is a gay guy. Rick Perry, a gay man in the closet. Let's continue.
Corporation. They agreed to give Curtis 3 loans, totaling 3.
Josh Hawley, a gay man. There you go. Look no further than the way he kisses his wife. Okay? If you've been married for that long and you're kissing your wife like you're a star in a K-drama and you're not Korean, you're gay. $100%. As a white man, he's already lipless. And you can see his lips retreat into his fucking body in this moment. Like, think about that. He's already lipless to begin with. Madison Cawthorn is only straight in the way dudes think they are not gay because they are tops. I think Madison Cawthorn is not gay in the sense that like he is homo curious and maybe a little zesty, but I don't think he's like an in the closet gay man. He does gay shit as an act of dominance against other dudes. This is peak frat guy behavior. He's like a 2.5 on the Kinsey scale. Is he homo flexible like Austin show? Bro, there is nothing flexible about Austin's homosexuality. Anyway, Let's continue.
$375,000. In return, 22.2% of his Leber share. Here's the plan. Quick Lock opened an offshore company in the Bahamas, Commonwealth Packaging Limited. Marcos's gold would be sold in Nassau. The dirty money would then be deposited into the Royal Bank of Canada in Nassau. Then, piece by piece, sent to the Royal Bank's branch outside of Quick Lock's Canada office. Curtis said that Paxton would be the one that took the money out of the Royal Bank's Kelowna branch, where it would be kept in an account belonging to the Kelowna branch of Quick Lock. Then Floyd Paxton would personally smuggle the money across the Canadian border and into the US. But before any of this could happen, Paxton died of a heart attack. Marcos went back on his word and didn't share any of the gold with Curtis. Besides what Marcos took, we really don't know what happened to the remaining gold.
There is a mutiny, military and civilian, against President Marcos and his government.
The people of the Philippines threw a revolution.
One of the cruelest, most corrupt regimes of modern Asia. Tonight, the citadel fell.
And Marcos was exiled to Hawaii.
It's just been confirmed that Mr. Marcos has indeed left. Mr. Marcos and his family had fled by helicopters under American guarantee.
Isn't it suspicious to anybody that always watches history that every fucking country's toppled dictators almost always find a peaceful home in the United States or sometimes England? I just don't understand how that works. Like, how is it that every single time you got like a fascist dictator, Hawaii, Florida, or just straight up England? How? No, France is a safe haven for the pedophiles more than anything else. I just don't get it. Surely it must be a coincidence and not because, like, there are guys.
There is understandable jubilation tonight.
After Marcos went into exile, Major General John Singlop, a founding member of the CIA, went to the Philippines to search for the gold. He said that he found it, and that it's worth billions and billions of dollars, but he said that he didn't keep any. Considering Singlab battled communism as a private citizen by funneling weapons and money to rightist insurgents around the world, people do wonder. This story is fascinating to me, but it's still alive today.
Millions of Filipinos headed to the polls for their country's election, with an infamous dictator's son set to win the presidency in a landslide.
Son of the former Philippines dictator Ferdinand Marcos has secured an unassailable landslide victory in the presidential election.
Ferdinand Marcos Jr., widely known as Bong Bong, will receive more than double the votes of his main rival.
Nearly 2,000 malfunctioning counting machines. Many people questioning the integrity of...
Feel bad for my swagapinos out there. Imagine having parents that voted for a man whose name is Bong Bong. Just a sad day in Swagapino history.
Of the vote.
It's believed much of his success stems from a massive disinformation campaign while trying to rewrite his disgraced family's history.
Marcos' son, Bong Bong, was elected as the president of the Philippines in 2022.
Did Mr. Marcos indicate in any
Anyway, all right, let's keep
conversations with you if anyone knew the location of all of the gold? He said he knew where some of it was, and his son Bong Bong knew where some of it was.
That's correct.
I wanted my son to be in this because he knows part of it. Oh, you mean? Oh, no.
As of recording this right now, he still is the president. Out of the 7 people that Curtis accused of orchestrating the laundering scheme, 4 of them were on the Birch Society's National Council. The remaining 3 orchestrators were all also part of the John Birch Society, including Jair Paxton, Floyd Paxton's son, who ran the Quick Lock Corporation until his 3 daughters took over. The John Birch Society's strategy worked really well. Over time, their ideals spread, foundationally changing the beliefs of conservative politics.
Yeah, John Birch Society played a formative role in the development of the moral majority. Paul Weyrich, as we've talked about many times over in this broadcast, newer versions of that with Koch funding exist in the Tea Party. It is now one of the major planks of American conservatism. It's just like psychopathic right-wing conspiracies, obviously very much anti-communist, and a firm believer that like any kind of big government is actually communism. Oh, it's crazy that the fucking dude who like invented bread tabs is responsible for like funding certain aspects of it.
Secretive far
Alex Jones is a Bircher.
right group started in the late 1950s called the John Birch.
There's a proceeding at the International People's Tribunal in Brussels against Marcos Jr. and Duterte right now. I know. I won't tell you why I know, but I do know. I have a friend there right now.
Society.
MAGA has always been with us in American history, in one iteration or another, whether it's the John Birch Society.
It is one of the biggest influences that propelled the far right into mainstream American politics.
Birchers, how the John Birch Society radicalized the American right. The ideals of the Birch Society have influenced today's Republican Party and the rise of former President Donald Trump.
Voices preaching doctrines wholly unrelated to reality.
Most of the Republican Party's craziest conspiracies started with the John Birch Society.
Yep.
The War on Christmas, John Birch Society. Shadowy cabal running our government, John Birch Society. Orchestrated panic over school boards, John Birch Society.
This group, started by wealthy industrialists who hated communists, loved conspiracy theories, promoted this idea of a global deep state cabal, they became a really powerful political force. But they were still missing one thing: a charismatic leader who one day would run for president. It is hoped that further knowledge of this striking occlupanid will soon come to light. I've been looking for something.
This is why anti-communism is a key indicator of fascism and white supremacy. Yes. Anti-communist sentiment can be harbored by many because anti-communism is like so heavily ingrained into American minds, which is why I always say anti-Semitism. We say anti-Semitism is the canary in the coal mine, which is true for fascism. But anti-communism can, in many instances, also spell fascism as well.
Local? Do you know what this is? Have you seen this?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Not a
You're just
problem.
asking random Japanese people? What the fuck?
There's a world where we flew across the world to find a piece of plastic and we can't find it, and that is a hard reality that I really do not want to accept. Oranges. Oh my God. We only found this story because a few months ago, one of our viewers, reached out to us, Hannah. They said, hey, have you seen this website, horg.com? Maybe you should check out the world of occlupanids. We are trying to tell more stories from the internet. parts that like most people don't go to very often.
It's
So if you
sick.
have a rabbit hole that you want to flag or a question,
I can't believe the bread tab Discorder was fucking absolutely on the money here.